The text in the Bible is the foundation of many monotheistic religions. Funny enough, lots of these, if not mostly all of these religions, have fought bloody wars over their differences in a time frame of thousands of years. In Christianity alone, there are over 40,000 different sects. Judaism has many as well. To stay relevant to this topic, I will mainly address what is known as the Judeo-Christian faith. When we pick up a Bible and read it in our native language, do we tend to think about its origin? How did it come to be? Well, if you saw my last segment, I addressed how changes took place once the Romans translated it to Latin, and how those changes made its way to our local bookstores today. But with a faith that stems back around 4,000 years, even before the Roman Empire existed, how did people know and study these texts? Where were they? This is a topic of faith. And with anything faith-based, belief is the key. You know, even in order to be an atheist, one has to believe in it and have faith in their belief. With that being said, I will mention events that are written in this faith-based literature to use as points of reference. The first 5 books of the Bible is and was for thousands of years known as the Torah. These books explain how an intelligent designer created the earth and all that is in it. In great details, the Torah also tells the story and genealogy of mankind up until the time when the Israelites, the promised children of Abraham, crossed over the river Jordan and took the land of Canaan, promised to Abraham's seed from the Creator as an inheritance. And even more importantly, why all of these things came to be. In my opinion, the most important part of the Torah is a recorded event of a contract between the Creator and the children of Israel, known as a covenant. This contract depicted the outcome of what would happen to the children of Israel if the covenant was ever broken by them. Interestingly enough, every consequence mentioned came to pass once Israel broke this contract with the Creator. Every single one. This is where the credibility of the Torah also becomes seen, because a multitude of historic and archaeological evidence also back up mostly every monumental event recorded in the Torah. From the flood, the destruction of the cities of the plain, Israelites in Egypt and their exodus out of Egypt into Arabia, the events at Mount Sinai, and the time spent in the wilderness for 40 years. Once in the land of their inheritance, the Israelites appointed judges to judge the people based off of the commandments or laws given unto them by the Creator at Mount Sinai. Then a time came when the Israelites wanted a king to rule over them, and so kings ruled over Israel. After the death of the 3rd king of Israel, Solomon, the nation split in 2. Around 9 to 10 tribes in the north and around 2 to 3 tribes in the south. The southern nation was known as the nation of Judah, or later known as Judea. Both nations were held accountable for their breaking of the contract with the Creator, and the northern tribes were captured by the Assyrians and deported out of the land given unto Israel as an everlasting possession. Almost a few hundred years later, the Babylonian Empire took the southern nation captive and deported Judah to Babylon for 70 years. Later, the Jews returned to rebuild their nation anew. Writings were also written praising the Creator and Creator-inspired wisdom in the time frame when all of these events took place. Also, the Creator inspired some to speak to the children of Israel, using them as liaisons to send the children of Israel messages specifying not to break the covenant. Once the words of these inspired Israelites were not taken, then those very same Israelites foretold the outcome of the consequences of those actions. In a nutshell, the actions of the judges and the kings of Israel The words of those inspired Israelites, and even words of praise and wisdom, were recorded and known in history as the prophets and the writings of Israel. All of these recordings were collectively known among Israel as the Tanakh, the Torah, the prophets, and the writings, but known to the Western world as the Old Testament.